everyone, today is Wiki Wednesday again, and that's weird because the last video that we posted I think was Wiki Wednesday. Turns out Jared doesn't like doing videos, and we haven't done a video because he hasn't wanted to, because he's been doing other things that are more important, I'm sure. But that's not what's important. What's important is that today's Wiki Wednesday, and what's more important than that was that today was my birthday, which means that for Wiki Wednesday today I decided that I'm not going to do something off of Wikipedia. I'm just going to nerd out about something that I find really, really cool. And that is actually on TED. I don't know if you know what TED is. TED is a collection of talks from like the greatest minds in the world and also the most inspirational speakers in the world. You should check it out. I think it's TED.com or TED.org, something like that. Just search TED. Today the video that I want to talk about is the video that Stephen Wolfram did at TED. Stephen Wolfram is known for making the mathematical software that physicists use pretty commonly called Mathematica. He also made something that you may be familiar with called Wolfram Alpha, which is an online search engine that's kind of unique. You actually ask it a question and it gives you answers, and it's really kind of awesome. But Stephen Wolfram, in this video, what he does is he takes an entirely new stance on the way that science works. Currently what we do is we observe the universe and we take those observations and deduce rules that govern the way that the universe works. Stephen Wolfram, on the other hand, says we should be doing that the other way around. His approach is he comes up with rules and sees what kinds of universes they give rise to. So the thing that's really cool about that is that he starts from the simplest possible rules. He wants to see if the universe is governed by something really simple, which is cool because that's the way that physics used to work, but nowadays we've got these complicated quantum mechanics and all that stuff. It'd be really cool if someone could find some way that it boiled down to something really simple. So I've actually done some work on the really basic level of what Stephen is doing. I wrote a program to simulate what's called Conway's Game of Life, which is a very simple universe. It works on a grid of squares, and it has a set of rules. Go ahead, Wikipedia, Conway's Game of Life. Yay, Wikipedia, I can throw it in somehow. So the cool thing about this game of life is that the rules are really simple. They can be summed up in about 4 or 5 lines. So here you can see the simulator that I made, and it's doing some kind of cool stuff, right? You start out with this random blob, but you notice pretty quickly that there's actually some order that arises from this. If a cell has 3 living neighbors, it either stays alive or becomes alive. If a cell has 2 living neighbors, it stays alive or stays dead. Any other number of living neighbors, and the cell just dies. It's this really simple set of rules, and we give it a random starting point, but we end up with complex behavior. And this is something that Wolfram noticed, and he starts his video with it. And so the idea was, well, if this simple rule can give rise to that complex behavior, why don't we try maybe a little bit more complicated rules and see if we can give rise to the behavior of the universe? This is a really cool, really exciting new thing that science is doing, and I just kind of wanted to nerd out about it a little bit because I find it really interesting. That's all for today. I'm not going to make a promise on when the next video is going to be, except this. There will be a Wiki Wednesday next week because I'm awesome and I actually do the videos that I say that I'm going to do.